with the Super Bowl over and everything that transpired in the last 10 minutes of that game, I figured why not do a NFL starting quarterbacks tier list. And this is just kind of going to be my personal opinion of where everybody falls in this after everything that transpired on this last season. I do have a cheat sheet up as far as names go, just so I make sure I don't miss any names, because there's a couple people that I'm still not 100% familiar with, like Gardner Minshew. He's pretty new, and his name is a little different. And like, who are we? What's homeboy at the Giants? You know, I don't even know what his name is. So let's hop into it. Sorry, I was a little distracted looking at some stuff, making sure that this is working right. Um, First and foremost, we got Kyler Murray. I think that he is a great quarterback to start with, to put right there at the average. I don't think he's awful. The Cardinals are pretty bad, and I think he has kind of some leadership issues, along with just I, either he doesn't like Arizona, or maybe he's just not really happy with. I don't know. He definitely could be performing better, and I think he was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league this last year. But I don't think that that's a good representation of who he could be. With that being said, though, I think that he is a right at the average mark. I'm kind of stalling here because I'm trying to find this guy, the Atlanta Falcons quarterback. Yeah, it's not looking like that's going to be a thing. So he was dog shit. So we're going to put him in trash. Good old Josh Allen. I do think that Josh Allen is absolutely elite. And I think putting him in anything but elite is pretty crazy. He's obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the league and will continue to be that. Baker Mayfield. Interesting one, I would say. I think that Baker Mayfield has the killer mentality to be an elite quarterback, but I don't think he's quite there yet. But I would say that he is. Oh, this is going to be a tough now that I'm starting to look at names and I'm in the zone now. I'm fucking feeling it. Like, I feel like Kyler Murray's got to be below average, and we got to put Baker Mayfield at average. Tua Tagovailoa definitely has to be above average, right? Like, if I was thinking who would I want under center right now, Baker Mayfield or Tua, I'm probably going Tua. In my eyes, I feel like he's just a little bit more well-rounded. But I mean, I guess the argument could be made, like, if you give Baker Mayfield the weapons that Tua has, would they be doing the same? Would they be doing the same? I don't know. We're gonna come back to that one. Patrick Mahomes, the Super Bowl winner. Of course, he's elite. He might be one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. Jordan Love. I'm a Packers fan. When Rodgers left, I was like, well, fuck. um, but I will say that I am humbly surprised and very excited for the future being a Packers fan. This happened when Favre left. Everyone thought, oh my God, we're going to go into a pit of never being a good team again for years and years and years, because no one really believed in Aaron Rodgers. Come to find out, Aaron Rodgers was amazing, and we all know that story, right? Jordan Love, though, it was the same thing. Everyone was like, oh my God, we're losing Aaron Rodgers. There's no way we're going to have anybody worth a shit. Jordan Love really had, like, the couple times we've seen him, hasn't really shown anything worthwhile. And at the start of the season, you're like, I don't know. And then come to find out, he's really fucking good. Absolutely in no world is he above average or elite yet. But if he performs again, like near the end of the season, like he did this last season in this upcoming season, yeah, we might have that conversation. Russell Wilson. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I think of this guy. I don't think he performed well at Denver. And then I start thinking, I'm like, did he ever perform well? Or did he just have a stacked team? Because when Seattle was good, they had one of the best defenses to play in the last 15 years. You had Richard Sherman. Basically, no one targeted him. That whole entire side of the defense that he played on. You just don't throw over there. All the linebackers were fucking crazy good. Legion of Boom. And then you had Golden Tate, Marshawn Lynch, and I know there's someone else I'm missing. And those guys were all fucking amazing. Even though Golden Tate's a cheater and he pushed off in the Packers game in the playoffs, we won't worry about that. It makes me wonder, is Russell Wilson actually the guy? And I don't think so. And especially after this last season, I really don't think so. I don't think he's down here, but I definitely don't think he's up here. Okay, here's a guy that I need to find his name. Is this Sam Howell? Is that who we're... Yeah, Sam Howell. Damn, he is the most generic looking white guy I have ever seen. Okay. I don't really know enough to say where he should be. Stat-wise, he looks pretty solid. He had the same amount of touchdowns as interceptions, though. That's not really good. His quarterback rating was pretty dog shit. He threw for a lot of yards, though. I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, right? He threw more than Derek Carr, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Herbert. Herbert got hurt, but, you know, he threw some footballs. But I definitely don't think that I would pump him up on my fantasy team at all. Dak Prescott. Man. What an interesting person. Because I don't know what to say. I mean, he's clearly here, right? Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to play games. But is he an elite quarterback or not is the question. Last year, yeah. I mean, stat-wise, for sure. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. 105 passer rating. That's top, second place. Second in the league. 36 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. 4,500 passing yards. You know, he's amazing during the regular season. And I just don't know. I just don't know if it's a mental block, if it's like a Cowboys curse, or what it is. But when this team enters the playoffs, it just completely crumbles. And I don't know. I don't know if it's just the main stage like fucks them up. If it's just you can only be good for so many games in a row and it just always happens to fall. But Dak always fails in the playoffs. And don't get me wrong. I don't think that they lost this year in the playoffs because of him. Specifically, his team wasn't catching the fucking football. But the year prior to that, I would say it definitely was his fault. I still think, even though against my better judgment as a Packers fan and very much distaste for the Cowboys, he still is an elite quarterback. I think so. I don't know who this is supposed to be, because obviously he's in an Oklahoma uniform. I don't know who has an Oklahoma quarterback, so I guess we'll come back to that. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, we can't really judge last year on what is going on. I'm only putting him there just because he got injured. He's we'll see next year, right? Like, and I'm not trying to rate these off of every year. And I know that I kind of dug into Russell Wilson a little bit, but I'm just talking about this last year and how they performed. And since he didn't play, it's trash. Trevor Lawrence, I feel like he is like a prime example of just right in the middle of things. He's not awful, but he's not great. I guess I shouldn't say that. I would say that if he had a little bit more talent around him, maybe he would be an above-average quarterback. Excuse me, that was embarrassing. That was a voice crack. And I'm starting to lean more towards putting Baker up here, but we'll kind of see where things go. I don't think he's bad. I think that he still has a little bit to prove, but I will say Jacksonville has never been better since he's been there, so that kind of says a lot about him. I am looking at the Browns quarterback, and I need to figure out what his name is because I do not know. Browns. Is it this guy? Nope, that was the backup for the Bengals. Who is this guy? That's the Raiders goofy looking dude. Well, since he isn't really looking like he's anywhere on this list, at least not on the first two pages, I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say he isn't doing too hot. We'll just Google it. Hey, oh, that's Deshaun Watson. See, I was thinking Flacco, because Flacco was obviously the end of the season. I should have realized that was Deshaun Watson. Duh. It's tough to say. He got injured. Joe Flacco went in there and continued their drive and got him into the playoffs. And fucking Joe Flacco looked really good. I think Deshaun Watson has potential, but, we'll see. Jalen Hurts. Oh, Hurts. I mean, he's definitely got to be here, right? I have no way am I putting him in elite, but I would happily have Jalen Hurts on any team, and I'm sure it's going to be successful. The guy's an athlete, and the guy's a competitor. I don't think anyone could argue that. Let's see here. Other injured boy. I always forget his name. Burrow. Burrow is... this last year, not... This is the thing, right? I keep trying to rate this just off of how their overall performance, but last year, like, he was hurt, but he still performed when he was here, like when he wasn't hurt. I just... Yeah, I think that's fine. Obviously, we know Brock Purdy won this, and Brock Purdy, I don't think that you can really say that he's not above average. He performed really well. The Saints guy, I don't even know who the fucking Saints guy is. Oh, it's Derek Carr. Duh. Forgot he moved from the... I was doing a lot of sports betting and fucking fantasy football this year. And right when the season ended, I just turned everything off. Because you just kind of have to. And missing names, and I don't know, it's embarrassing. Derek Carr didn't do too great last year. I don't believe the Saints ended up just missing the playoffs. Yeah, I'm fine putting him there for last year. Geno Smith. Geno Smith did a pretty dang good job last year, but definitely not there. I'm moving Baker up there. He made the fucking playoffs, dude. He played great. Okay, so this is one that's interesting, right? Because this is Stafford. Stafford played great the whole year. I don't think I could put him in elite for last year. Yeah. Jimmy G, below average. This is a fucking weird one. CJ Stroud. He I I don't think that all intents and purposes he's an elite quarterback yet. But goddamn, does he look like it? And does he have the mentality for it? That guy stands on business 100% of the time. And I like it. I like him a lot. And I think he might be the fucking beacon of hope for the Texans organization finally. I'm really curious to see how he does next year, and I'm very excited. Mac Jones, right? Is trash, I would say. Um, Bears. What's his name? Fields, right? Justin Fields. Average. They need to let him. They need to let him be him. So this is an interesting one, and you guys might hate me for this, but Jared Goff played his fucking ass off this year. He looked great almost the whole year. Let's look at his stats. Second most passing yards for the season. 30 touchdowns, only 12 interceptions, 97.9 passer rating, which, isn't the best, but that's still top echelon. That's still top. Let's see. That's still top what? I'm going to get everyone who had only played one game. He's still in the top 5 or 6 as far as full season played quarterbacks. Steelers is Kenny Pickett, right? I think. For now, a lot of people think that good old Russell Wilson might be going there. Kenny Pickett's below average. Lamar, yeah, Lamar Jackson's fucking a different breed. The guy's a monster. The fact that he can... Where's his rushing yards? He had 102 passer rating through the whole season, 3,600 passing yards, and I bet he was in the top for rushing yards, right? Yeah, he was in the top. He's on the first fucking page. 821 rushing yards. To put it in perspective, Christian McCaffrey was at 1,400. What's a good... Najee Harris was at 1,000. So he's only 200 yards away from Najee Harris. He had more rushing yards than Josh Jacobs, Gus Edwards, Achane, Zach Moss, Williams at Denver, Jonathan Taylor, Brian Robinson, Aaron Jones. Come on. It's fucking Lamar Jackson. Herbert. I'm also a Chargers fan. They're my number 2 team. Everyone's got to have at least 2 teams. And, I know he had some injuries, but homeboy wasn't playing up to his potential. Do I think he's an above average quarterback? Yeah. Do I think he has the career potential to be an elite quarterback? Yeah. Last year, though? No. Not really. Tennessee Titans, they're still a team? Is that... I don't know who that is. Is this Bryce Young? Is this Bryce Young? I don't know. I don't know who the Tennessee Titans quarterback is. Gardner Minshew's got to be somewhere on this list. I didn't see him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I have no idea who the Tennessee Titans like first would have been. Tannehill, right? Will Levis. Who the fuck is Will Levis? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Oh, here he is. Ooh, 84 passer rating, 1,800 yards. He only had 8 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Yikes. Lots of yikes from me, bud. Kirk Cousins. You know, I feel like if Kirk didn't get hurt, he was on track to be just a fucking monster year. He got hurt fairly early in the season, right? Let's see. What week did Kirk get hurt? Jaguars have been without Kirk since their week 13. What? Oh. Kirk Cousins, yeah, motherfucker. Okay, so this is crazy. This is a crazy thing about. And I don't think he came back from the rest of the season, no? All right, so Kirk Cousins' injury was in week 8. He was already at 2,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and 103 passer rating. He beat out a lot of people in yards, and he only played half the season. I think that Kirk is an above average quarterback. It's just his injury got in the way. Dude, I don't know what we're doing with these last ones. I don't know who this is, but we don't have Bryce Young on here. We don't have Gardner Minshew on here. And we don't have somebody else. Zach Wilson isn't on the list. I mean, we know where he would have been, but... So I'm just going to rate these as if this is the Colts guy. I would say he was average. I don't know who this is, so I'm sorry. This is DeVito, right? Or someone. Trash. And then I guess we'll rate this as this. I know this isn't him, but maybe it is. I don't know. He played for Alabama. I don't think that's... Or Bryce Young played for Alabama. It's not Bryce Young. But he's not on here, right? I don't know. I don't know who you are, dude. Let me see. Maybe I can... Number 9 at Oklahoma football. Who is number... NFL. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, well. But yeah, so this is... Let's fine-tune this a little bit. I think Patty's got to be first because he won the Super Bowl. Josh Allen. I would put Lamar there. Put Jared Goff there. Put Dak there. Probably putting Tua there. CJ Stroud there. Baker there. Stafford there. Brock there. This one would be the tougher one. I mean, those two can go there. Fields can stay there. Like, Geno did better than Burrow. Russell did worse than both of them. Jordan Love, Herbert. And then I don't care about the rest of them. That's my list, guys. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. I'm sure we can argue about all of them forever. I'm sure up here most people would probably agree with me. Maybe just not in order. Maybe people would put Dak down here or Jared down here, which I understand if you want to move him down there. I'm sure people would want to move Brock Purdy, but he did perform. Obviously, those two could be shifted. I'm sure people would say Jordan Love had an above average one last year, and I even think so. Herbert probably does need to be moved down. He had a pretty dog shit season. But yeah, that's my list. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. And thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.